One down, plenty more to go when it comes to majors at the back end of this year, although we're not really in the back end of the year as of yet. But we've still got the Grand Prix, the Grand Slam, the Players' Championships, the Euros, the World Series Finals, the World Championships. Loads to go, and a lot can change in regards to the rankings. Lots of European tours, still lots of Pro Tours. We've covered rankings videos already. I'm going to be doing that all the way through, so remember, just hit that subscribe if you need talking through that. This is a speculation video. Now, before you get in the comment section and go, but Matt, it's too early to predict the Premier League. If that's what you think, click off the video. This video's not for you. This video is for those that want to have a bit of fun, to speculate, and to see what we think is going to happen at the back end of the year, to see how close we can get to that Premier League lineup when it's announced next year, based on what we think is going to happen over the next couple of events, because the next few months are going to be vital. The next few months will decide this. Who would have decided it last year that the Premier League lineup was going to be it? You've got to sort of have a bit of jiggery poker with it. This was last year's Premier League lineup, by the way, and I do think two of these players are going to be replaced, and one of them is in danger. That is Nathan Aspinall and Rob Cross to be replaced. I don't think they're going to be in unless Aspinall can get himself back up the rankings, and I think if someone else is in a little bit of danger, it could be Chris Dobie. Now, one of the things about the Premier League is we get the top four in, plus 4 invitations. The qualifying criteria has been debated and will continue to be debated. What we're also going to do is we're going to assume everything's the same, that it's going to be 8 players playing the same format. Could change. We've seen it go to 10 players before. We've seen it be all sorts of different things. We've seen contenders with 7, but we're going to assume this is 8. Now, when we take a look at the rankings at the moment, we know the top 4 are in. If that stays the same, that'll be Bunting, Van Gerwen, Littler and Humphreys. Now, what's interesting here is that can change. We know Humphreys and Littler are going to be safe. Van Gerwen's got bits to defend. People below him, if anyone outside there wins the World Championship, £1 million will jump those up. So Bunting and Van Gerwen could move in regards to being outside the top 4. However, I do think if Michael Van Gerwen was to drop out of the top 4, I don't think that's going to affect his position in the Premier League. Same for Stephen Muntin. I think if he comes out the top 4, I think he had a decent enough performance in it last year. He's done very well on things like the World Series this year. I think he's done enough to give himself another roll of the dice next year. So even if Bunting and Van Gerwen come out, I keep those in. So for me, they're discussions as such. I think they're nailed in, as are Littler and also Luke Humphreys. Alongside those, Gerwin Price. Now, Gerwin Price, we know, has had probably one of his better Premier League campaigns. Hasn't really done great in the Premier League in the past, but is starting to really produce good darts again. He won a European tour recently, played very, very well at the match play. He's going to be a danger as the year goes on. I think as the year goes on, we might see Gerwin Price back in the winner's enclosure in a major TV tournament. Seems to be back to himself, that sort of roaring, not really giving a damn sort of character once again. And I think he's going to have a great year. Wouldn't surprise me if he got in the top 4 come the end of it. But if he's not in the top 4, marquee value, was once, until Luke Littler came along, the most Google searched for dart player on the planet. Gerwin Price, I think, is a nailed on. He's going in position number 5. Position number 6, I'm going to keep Chris Dobie in there for now. Chris Dobie, as things stand, recording this in July, is not in the Premier League. We know he's not going to be in the Premier League as things stand. But Chris Dobie is one of the most consistent performers at the top table. I like to talk about the range of performance. What is their consistent low against their consistent high? Chris Dobie is competitive in every single game because of that range of performance being so low and that being such a high performance range. So Dobie's a reliable face. He's been in it a few times now, so he's becoming a reliable name. I think he's going to do well at the back end of the year. He's likely to get on runs. I think that's what he's going to need here. But if anyone's going to come out of my lineup, it's Chris Dobie. Let's say, for example, Nathan Aspinall goes and wins something. Rob Cross goes and wins something. Gary Anderson wants to get back in because he's won something. I think if one of those sort of people have a good run somewhere and get their position, I think it'd be Dobie that's replaced. I think my other two right now are quite safe. Position number 7, I'm going with James Wade. Runner-up recently in the match play, runner-up at the UK Open. That is 2 TV majors already he's made the final of. So he's already getting in those big marquee games. He's having those runs. Remember, it's not just about a TV title. We've seen this before. Mike De Decker, Richie Edhouse, just last year. Winning a title wasn't considered. Ross Smith, the same a few years ago. You need consistent results. James Wade's got them. He can do one of two things from here. He can win a title that will guarantee his place as far as I'm concerned. Or, option 2 is to continue to have consistent runs. Option 3 is he gets in the top 4, which is actually quite likely as well when you take a look at the rankings. He's quite likely to go in there, provided someone off the pace doesn't start picking up wins at all the World Championships. So, James Wade, I think, is an absolute nailed on as things stand. And moving forward, I'm going with the name I predicted at the start of this year. I said keep an eye out for one man. That was Josh Rock. When I saw him play the Pro Tour at the start of the year, the action was better. It was fluent. It was consistent. The action broke down for him before. It looked great. And do you know what? He picked up results straight away. The range in performance, anywhere from 97 to 104 consistently, is ridiculously consistent and ridiculously good. He's transferring it now to the TV stages. Semi-final in an absolute classic at the World Matchplay against Luke Littler. And I think he's going to go and win something at the back end of the year. If not, he's going to go deep. He's going to go on runs. He catches the eye. He's flashy. He's flary. He's aggressive. He's controlled aggression. He's everything that the Premier League stands for. Josh Rock would be a welcome addition to the Premier League. And I think would make a perfect 8th player in the Premier League as things stand. So that's my 8. The top 4 as things stand: Humphries and Littler, Van Gerwen and Bunting. Then we're going with Gerwin Price, Josh Rock, James Wade, and potentially, as things stand, I'm going to side with Chris Dobey, but that's the one that may change or tinker. We'll come back to this video, because before the World Championships, I'll do it again. And we'll have a little look. And we'll be coming back to this point in about, what is it now, about 4 months' time. And we'll see just if our expectations for the back end of the year are the same. Put your comments in the comment section about who you think will be in the Premier League, because we'll come back, we'll see who gets it right. We'll do a little review of this. Be a bit interesting, a bit of speculation, see what we expect to happen at the back end of the year. Someone's going to get it right. Could be you. Catch you soon for some more Edgar TV.